CEO of Bernie Davies Global, the franchise owner of Introduce Swansea and West Wales, and an author and publisher. Yes, so many things that I do. But today, I am so thrilled, whatever time of day it is with you, you're watching us, that you are here to listen to one of the things I'm so passionate about, and that is, how do you find the uniqueness in you and your business, own it, bottle it, and sell it, and become an incredibly successful entrepreneur or business owner? How do you do that? Well, let me tell you a story. I'll start first to tell you about a little girl back in Jamaica. Too many years that we want to count, but back in Jamaica, with all sorts of dreams and ambitions, in a family of 5, she was the fourth. And that family, the parents were from poor background, but they did well. And they did well by hard graft. So they had every intention that their children would do well, and with hard graft as well. So that little girl grew up with the pressure of having to live up to her siblings, who were exceptional at what they do, and then to find her own path. It wasn't easy. She went to school, she got bullied, told her eyes were too big, her knees were too knobbly. And that little girl would go home and complain to her mother. But her mother would be like, well, you've got to know yourself. Well, what kind of answer is that you would say the mother would give to a child who goes home crying that they're being bullied? But that was what happened to that little girl. That little girl felt confused, felt unloved, felt misunderstood, and felt alone. But fast forward 30 years, when that little girl became 37 years old and moved to the United Kingdom, she then was thrown into a set of circumstances that made her understand what her mother was trying to tell her, that the single most important thing you could ever do and the most important gem you could ever find is yourself. By knowing yourself, you're in a position of power in life and in your business. So what do I mean by that? Okay, let's go back a little bit, a few years before she moved to the United Kingdom. And so the girl became a lawyer, and quite a successful one, actually. But there was something that happened that the little girl missed. She missed the point that when she started practicing law at first, she didn't enjoy it at all. She was working for a corporate, large corporate. She had all the trappings, lovely car, lovely, everything. Coming straight out of law school, that was a huge accomplishment. But she felt frustrated. At one point, she felt like walking away from the practice of law until she did a test, and a personality test, and the test told her that law was a good profession for her. So she said, so then why am I not enjoying it? I feel like I'm dying slowly. And she spoke to her brother-in-law, and her brother-in-law said, why not set up your own practice? Do your business your way. That's what he was telling me at the time. I did not get it. Your business your way. And I set up my law practice, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, and it was a great success, and it grew, and that is where I got my connections to come to the United Kingdom. But yet it missed me. I missed the point then. I really did miss the point then. But fast forward, came to the UK with all these great plans, because my successful law practice gave me great UK connections. I was coming over here to do some great collaborations. Yes, I'm going to make money. It didn't work out. And the people I thought, they weren't, not everybody's as they seem, as you might know by now. So what happened is that I ended up being jobless and being told I was overqualified. Overqualified. That's all I was being told. And I couldn't understand it. But because I didn't know anything about unconscious bias or racism or so on, because coming from a Caribbean country, well, certainly in Jamaica, it wasn't about race, it was about class. So, and then I was in a very upstanding family, as we were in the class that would not have been discriminated against. So I came over here with quite a bit of confidence. So what happened then? One of my U-prints kicked in. Oh, there's that word. What do I mean by U-print? We all leave one of those behind everywhere we go, whether by default or on purpose. So let us purposefully leave a good one, right? Just like you leave your own fingerprint and footprint, you leave your own U-print behind. Some of us call it legacy. But while you're alive, it's definitely your U-print. Yes. So one of my U-prints kicked in. I was in Bradford and I was a part of a church that did a lot of social outreach. And so they had a city centre set up block of offices. I thought, you know what? I'm looking around Bradford and I'm seeing all these indigent British people who are trying to circumnavigate poorly the social welfare system. I'm seeing refugees, asylum seekers struggling. I asked them, can I get an office, please? And I'm going to open a charity because I can't work and I'm not going to go on the social welfare care and I'm not going back to Jamaica. No, I don't know. I was not about to go back to Jamaica. So I set about to help people. And in helping people, what happened is that led to this, my most prestigious speaking engagement to date at the United Nations in Geneva, paid for by the Bradford Council. Not just for me to go and speak, but also for me to take my daughter and a nanny while I was speaking. How incredible is that? So there's a lesson there. So sitting down feeling sorry for yourselves, ladies. Things aren't going so good. Who can you help? What can you do? What difference can you make? There could be your answer. So 3 years on, I discovered how to write my CV, nice avatar of my CV, to the job I wanted, which was a property job. I got the first legal job in the United Kingdom. I quickly rose up the ranks. I then moved to Wales and I got my position as head of property at New Law Solicitors. And that is where I then got the full understanding of the journey I was being taken on in life and in business. And this journey about understanding who you are and using that to be your winning ingredient. So what did I do? I got this job as head of property at New Law Solicitors. And I had to network and market and build a department. But I'm in Wales. I didn't even know that when my staff member said, Bernie, my train is stuck in Mountain Ash, that it did not mean that there was a natural disaster of monumental proportions in Wales, because the name Mountain Ash was the name of a town. It wasn't about volcano lava or anything like that, which I actually thought, and I said it out loud. I don't think they've stopped laughing. I had to learn to laugh at myself. I had to learn to be at ease with my Jamaican accent, that it stood out. I had to be at ease with my skin, and the fact that I was female in a male-dominated arena, business marketplace. You know, I was recently featured in the National Business magazine, and the title of the feature was "No Closed Doors," because I didn't see closed doors. I didn't know that I should feel out of place if I'm sat beside or in a disadvantaged position rather, and I sat beside a white blonde-haired lady going for the same job or the same contract. I didn't think that meant, oh, I'm not going to get it because I didn't know about it. So I would just walk through the doors. I just expected them to be open and they opened. So there's a lesson in that. I was doing it naively. I've come to understand that there is unconscious bias. I've come to understand that there's a glass ceiling for us females. But what that taught me, when I realized that all of those things were there, yet I was catapulted when I landed in Wales to great heights. When I realized it, I thought, well, okay, if I got there because I didn't realize it was there, now I know it's there, I'm still going to pretend it's not there. I'm going to act as if I believe that I have a fair chance. I'm going to tell myself, when the doubt is coming now that I'm aware, I'm going to tell myself, listen, you can do it. It doesn't matter if she's white, if she has all these other contacts. It doesn't matter if it's a male and you're female and they're going to prefer a male. No. Remember when you didn't think that these things were going to be there to stop you. Remember what happened. Remember, I would tell myself now, when you started that job in Wales, 6 months on, you were invited to speak at the National Conveyancing Department about how to network and market your conveyancing department. I became renowned. I was all over. Everybody wanted me to be on in their organization, supporting them, or on various boards. All sorts of things just happened for me because I just harnessed who I was. I started to ask myself, and people ask me, why you? Well, I couldn't speak any other. I can never pretend about my accent. So when I would bring an office, people would say, after twice ringing at least, hello, oh, Bernie. Oh, yes, that's Bernie, because I know the accent. Or, oh, is that a Jamaican accent? Oh, my daughter got married in Jamaica. Or, I'd love to visit. So there was that connection. I was always having my nails done, sorts of colors and this lipstick. It's just me. I've always been a little bit out there. I never tried to stand out. I just naturally stood out because I owned who I was and what I liked. And that made me memorable. But then I was also kind and nice to people. I was always trying to find out how I can help them. So that made me a welcome addition to the marketplace. So am I telling you all of this because I want to show off, oh, this is Bernie? No. I am showing off about the principles I'm trying to teach you. I was nobody. I knew no one. But what I did have was a belief that if I tried, it would work. What I did have was a positive mindset. When I woke up in the mornings and something negative was trying to tell me that I can't face today, I said, no, I'm going to get up. I'm going to put on, that's when I put on my bright colors. That's when I get my lippy on. That's when I dress to impress. Because I'm saying I have got a mission. My first mission is to my family, to take care of my children, my household. And the second mission is to represent women like myself, Black women, professional women. I have positioning for purpose. I have a responsibility to encourage. And that kept me going through all sorts of challenges. Yes. And kept me through the death of my mother, kept me through, challenges in work, because, challenges do come. But let me tell you, ladies, let me tell you, if you do not have a challenge, you will not have a message. Embrace the challenge. Yes, I said it. I said embrace the challenge. What do I mean by embrace the challenge? Listen, if you have not overcome anything, you will not be able to encourage somebody else. Remember, we are legacy makers, and you only are in a position to make that legacy, create that legacy, if you've been there, done that, and worn the blinking t-shirt. Yes, I said it. You've got to wear that t-shirt. And when you've worn that t-shirt, fit to size, and you've taken it off, because you've moved on to higher heights, when you find another young lady, another young woman struggling, you can say, hey, I've worn that t-shirt. Hang on in there. You can do it. Or this is how you do it. This is how you avoid making that mistake or the other mistake. Now, all of these things that I'm telling you about are about you. But then when you take all of those qualities and then put that together to become your business brand, the core values and that drive your business brand and your business mission statement, that brings your business mission statement to life, because a lot of people write mission statements that have nothing to do with them, are far removed from them. But when you have come to terms with your authentic self, it's impossible to write a business mission or business plan or a business strategy that does not in any way relate to it. Then is when you have a seamless brand that you can almost wear. Your company can wear your brand. Yes, you can also develop a company culture that looks like you, that follows your values. It's all about that. All about that. It is about creating something that lives beyond you. So how do you do that? Then if you have a company, you've got to teach them. You've got to recruit well. You've got to be very purposeful and intentional. You've got to create your manuals that reflect your vision. And you've got to ensure that everybody who comes through that door gets it. But first of all, they shouldn't come through the door if they are not people who would get it. So you've got to be clever and purposeful in your recruitment. So essentially, what am I saying? What I'm saying is this. In business, women, first and foremost, it's about you. Then it's about the people that you serve. But until you can serve yourself well, value yourself, and love yourself, you will not do that to other women. But once you've learned the art of self-love, then you can pass that on. Then you can create a healthy work environment. You can build healthy working relationships. You can really collaborate where there's a win-win situation. You can then leverage your network to positively impact your net worth. You will invest well in yourself, and you will invest well in the people around you. Because now is the time. Now is the time when things have gotten real. 2021 GWE conference. It's not here by chance. It's here with an opportunity for us to make a change and make a difference. It behoves us all to listen. It behoves us all to engage. It behoves us all to do the best we can to be the best version of ourselves. Ladies, come on board with me. Let's do this. Thank you.